pass it on to me. So I mix it with mine and see what it does. Sometimes it works, sometimes it don't work. So that's how it started. So I just carry on mixing from then until now.
Oh, wow.
I just can't stop.
Yeah, well, and how many years later, what, 60 odd years later, you're still mixing?
I'm still mixing.
68 years.
Wow.
I'm still mixing.
Oh, wow. So when you came like to the UK now, so you came, what, was it back in the 60s you arrived here?
Yeah.
So when you, I mean, what was it like? How was you able to mix products? Because I know back then, they didn't really have like, you know, like we're quite fortunate now, maybe unfortunate. I mean, every high street is littered with a little like, you know, Indian man shop selling our hair products. But back then, what could you get like to do your hair? What could you mix?
Well, there wasn't a lot then because, you know, there wasn't, well, the black people had to find way to look after themselves. So we just used whatever we could find. So I used to use Vaseline because when what I brought finished, there was nothing to use. Yeah. So you got to go in the shops and look. And I used to use Blue Seal Vaseline at that time.
Oh, wow.
And until I look around and find something else to mix it with. And I just keep mixing and changing and mixing until I stop using the Vaseline. And I've tried all sorts. I've mixed my own curl perm mix.
Oh, wow.
Straight perm. For everything I mix.
Oh, wow.
I tried everything.
Oh, wow, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
And then you've
she's actually a scientist, you know. She just not got the paper. But this is a scientist with ideas.
Yeah. You have to be be able to, because I mean, you're literally mixing like chemical compounds, aren't you? When you're mixing mixing that. Yeah. And how do you know if it's too strong or it's too weak?
Yeah.
It's quite clever stuff. So I take it that the children was the experiment. We was trying it on their hair to see if it worked.
Yeah. I just see what it does to my hair, and if I don't like it, I change it. And sometimes I might take out something and put a different one in, or I might reduce the amount or something. But I just keep trying and testing, testing.
Wow. That's fantastic. That is fantastic. So Althea, tell us how you kind of like got started now. How do you kind of like, because Mummy is so humble, you know, she's happily at home and she's mixing her thing for you, you know what I mean? So she's quite happy just doing her little thing. So what happened now? How do you kind of like think, right, I'm going to get this all out there?
Well, what basically happened is quite a while back, I used to think to myself, this stuff is so good, because what happened was, which I told last time, is that I started using, I wanted to be like everybody else, using all these different products that everyone else was using, like Dax and Blue Magic and all that. I wanted to go and use those things because everybody was going shopping and they were going to buy this stuff. And I wanted to do the same. So I started doing that. And every time my hair would drop, which it invariably did, probably give it 6 months, when it would drop, I'd then go back to Mummy's oils to fix it back up, because she's making natural oils now. Yeah. So at that time, so I'd go to her parlor to go and get my hair fixed up. And after about the 4th time, my hair dropped off, growing it back over a year, I realised that, if I'm having to go back to Mummy's products to fix it back up, what's the point in going anywhere? Yeah. And then I think to myself, well, if that's the case, she's really got something. She's really got something there. Always had it in the back of their mind, that other people should use these. They really should, because I've grown my hair from having it cut to shoulder length to sitting on the chair with me. Wow. So one day I was at work and a Asian girl actually came to sit beside me while we was eating, and she said, we got talking, and she said she's getting married in 6 months' time. And I said, oh, that's nice. She said she's really concerned about her hair. She's having issues with her hair. And she said, but how comes you've got so much hair? Because I've got black friends and they don't have as much hair as you. How comes you've got all this hair? And I said, I don't really know, but all I know is I use my mom's products. And she said, could you bring some for me to try? So I did. I brought some for her to try. I didn't see her then for 2 months. But 2 weeks after I gave her some to try, these girls came down to me and said, are you the lady that gave this girl this product? And I said, yeah. They said, could I have some? And I said, well, what do you mean? Why do you want? She said, yeah, because have you seen her hair? And I said, she only got it 2 weeks ago. What could possibly happen in 2 weeks that two of you are coming down to find my desk during my time? And they said, if you haven't seen her hair, you need to go and see her hair. Anyway, I gave them some, and it started snowballing till where I worked even brought in a policy for work, doing a business in work.
Really?
Honestly, it was a big company. And so I said to Mommy, you know, people are really loving this stuff. We should maybe do something with it. And she was saying, oh, I don't know. And I was like, oh, I was convinced with that. But then I had to see the girl who had given the product to originally. She came up behind me in the queue in the canteen and tapped me on the shoulder. And I turned round, Joan, and I didn't know who I was looking at. The build kind of looked familiar, but I didn't recognise anything else because she completely changed. What she'd done is she used to keep her hair up in a bun. She had her hair out. She used to have some issues here. She had that was more or less gone. Still a little bit of issue, but wearable that she could put it down. She was wearing makeup, and she said to me, thank your mom for this product because look what she's done. And I was like, oh my God. The girl, in the 6 years I've known her, I'd never seen her in makeup, and I'd never seen her hair down. And within, because she went away for 6 months, she's probably about 4 months after. No, 2 months. 2 months after I saw her, it was unbelievable. So I came back to Mommy and gave her that feedback. And she said she agreed that we'd make it available. She said, well, if it's helping people, she don't mind sharing. Then we had a thing where the costings of it would be quite expensive. So some of the people that we were looking at discussing with suggested that you use cheaper products to make it. So I said to Mommy, they suggested, no. If it's not the product that I make, if it's not the ingredients I use, don't bother.
With it, yeah.
Because I've got to be able to go to that pile, that stock, and take from it and use it, and my family's got to. So that's how we make it, as the original recipe, 100% natural.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
So, what made you kind of like take that leap now to go into business and decide you're going to start kind of like tell the world you're going to start selling BIG Nannies now? Because that's quite a huge step, isn't it? To get it.
You know what, Joan? You know, I didn't consider myself to be a businesswoman, and but what really happened was a friend of mine. When I'd finished work, said to me, "Come, let's make jewelry." And I started making jewelry. And the first day that we were supposed to go to an event, I didn't want to go. I became very shy. But my friend insisted. She rang me. My friend Jackie, actually. I don't know if Jackie's on, but if you're on, Jackie, it's you. Jackie Gordon. She said to me, no, she taught me out of it. She said, no, you come in. And we went and we sold this jewelry. And as a consequence of that, I got into presenting myself, presenting the jewelry that I'd made, talking to people, and selling. And that one occasion I really enjoyed. So we started selling more, and I got more confidence. And in the end, I thought to myself, you know what? I could do mummy's oil. I could do something with that. And that's how I started putting it. The main thing was, because I was legally trained, I knew that there was legal things that you had to comply with to do it. And I know out there's unfortunately, there are people that haven't actually gone through those processes properly. But because my background is legal, I did all the things I needed to do, you know, trademarking the names and doing all that I needed to do. So I did all that and did all the requisite requirements to sell products. I did all of that. We even went so far as, and most people you will find have not, as to get the products tested separately for children, because I became aware of the fact that when we sell, I tell people that I've always used my mom's products. Always use mommy's products. So if I've always used mommy's products, I've used it from a child. From when I was born, she was using oils on me. So if that's the case, then we need to be able to say children can use it, because people are asking, can my child use it? And I would say yes, but it's not tested for that. So we went and got that testing done. So what we ascertained was the original, because we have 2 recipes, the original oil can use on any age. The Kings and Queens oil, which is the yellow lid, that can also use, but they recommend from 3 years old, because there's tea tree in it, and some people might react to tea tree. So you've got to know your business to know whether or not you'd want to use it before that age. But from 3 years old, definitely it can be used in children, and they are. A lot of our customers buy predominantly to be used on their children, and it works wonders. It absolutely does.
So, Mummy, can you tell me which is your favourite out of all the different products that you do?
Do you mean which one of the oils?
Yes, which one do you like the best? And why?
Well, I think the yellow one in a way, but because I can make it, I don't know what's in my hair most of the time. I just put anything in. I have, and when I have a little extra of one, sometimes I mix them together. Sometimes they're in a jar. I forgot what's in the jar. I just put it in there. So half the time I don't know what's in there.
Because the jars at home that she'll have, by the time the label on.
Oh,
so it's when you pick it up and she's put it in her hair, she'll see which one she's used.
Whatever left over I have, it's just in a jar there. I don't know which one. And because I'm handling both, I smell it. I still don't know which one I'm smelling. The both smell the same.
Well, you made it so you know that it's good for the hair, isn't it, Mummy?
And the skin. But
and the skin as well.
For the skin as well. Yeah, you can use them on the skin. Okay. So my 2 sons, that's all they use on their body. And my son, my oldest son, that's all he uses on his body and his children's body. And even his wife uses it in her hair. Oh, so yeah, the whole family.
Oh wow, that's fantastic. Yeah. So how has sort of like, you know, our community taken to the oil then? As it's kind of like been a big launch, you know, people just buying left and centre.
Well, you know, the first time we sold was just in a little market stall, and I think it was, if I remember correctly, it was the the Caribbean Centre on Dudley Road? I think that's the first place we sold it, I think. But you know, the very first time I sold it, I put the jars out and I said to the very first customer, you know, I said, have you heard of BIG Nannies? Have you not heard of it? You not heard of BIG Nannies? Wow. And that's the line that I went. It was about with this when you've got a product that you know work, it works. Yeah. It does what it says on the tin. I know it helps my hair, and I know if you look on Facebook or Instagram, there's a picture of me in a black and white striped top, and if you look at my hair in that picture, you will see that I need BIG Nannies, and it makes a difference to my hair. So I think that you know, we just strive to get it out there, get people to try it. You know, different horses for different courses. And I don't use water in my everyday hair care unless I want to make a curly. If I want to braid out a nice curly braid out, then I would use water and the oil, let it dry, and then pull it out, and I've got a nice, extra shiny, beautifully lovely waves in my hair. Yeah. But other than that, I don't really use water. But then I understand that a lot of other people do need to use water. But our oils are so refined that it gets into the to the hair shaft and affects how the hair looks and what the hair does. I mean, I'm sure my friend's probably on here now, Davine, and her daughter is my goddaughter, and I'm sure Davine won't mind me saying that she used to, her daughter's hair used to be quite coarse, and then using BIG Nannies, it's a totally different game, I felt my goddaughter's hair and have not been able to feel the hair. Have you ever felt hair? You put your hand in it and you can't feel what you're touching. That's what happened. It was amazing.
Wow.
Yeah, so you know, it does make a difference.
It sounds like a powerful product.
Yeah, it's really good. It's really good.
So give me, I mean, like, what's your typical hair regime then?
Right, for me, nowadays I wash my hair around about once a month, and I cut it once a year, maybe.
Okay.
Once a year. Might be twice, but it's not really much more than once a year. And so what I do is I look after my hair ends, because if you look after your hair ends, you don't need to cut it. So my thing is to make sure that I keep my hair ends healthy. Yeah, unless you want the straight look at the bottom. But I'll keep my hair ends healthy so that I don't need to be bothering with the cutting process. All I do is protect those hair. So I've got it out here now for you now, but as soon as we're done this, it's going to be back in its 5 plaits. It's 5 doodle plaits. But yeah, so I protect the hair ends, and when you protect the hair ends, you encourage growth, because it always grows from here. But it will chip at the ends. But if those ends are protected, if those ends are like that in the palm of your hands, it's growing from there. All you're getting is length. But remember, it's not all about length. It literally isn't. It's about keeping your hair in the best health that you can keep your hair in. Once your hair is healthy, length comes.
Wow.
If you want length.
Okay. So tell us a little bit about the products that you have now. So I saw the yellow jar, the yellow lid.
Yeah, let's start with that one.
Yeah.
So this one is the Kings and Queens.
Right.
And it contains.
That's quite new, isn't it? Because when I used.
Well, yeah, this is the newest one, but actually it's not that new now. It's a couple of years now, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a couple of years old now, Joan. But it's the newest, because this one, the original.
Yeah, I know that one.
We started with.
Yeah.
And between the two of these covers every hair type, from European hair, because we've got European customers, Asian hair, because we've got Asian customers, right up to our gravity-defying afros. Okay. So yeah, so this one then, it has this one has tea tree in it. That's what this one has. And it's a slightly thicker consistency than the original. So if your hair is thirsty, if you find that your hair can be quite thirsty, this one's brilliant for it. It's super moisturizing. And for me, I use the original because it's not quite as much moisturizing, but it is not moisturizing and can use in any hair type. But if you're extra thirsty or your hair's quite dry, the yellow. If it's not so dry, then the original. I use the original because my hair isn't that dry. Okay. It's not really dry, and it makes such a difference to the hair, this one. Okay. But there's quite a few customers in the audience, I see, and I think they'll be using anyone from the Kings and Queens to the original, and everyone has their favourite. And what else? You have your line here, you have original here, and Kings and Queens. Okay. And Kings and Queens and original will argue the toss. No, this is better. No, this is better. You will have that. You know what's good about it as well? If you've got permed hair, it's really good in permed hair.
Okay.
Really good in permed hair. We had somebody feedback to us that when they use it in their permed hair, what they notice is that the perm stays in longer, so they don't have to use tongs every day like they normally do.
Okay.
That's one thing that we were told. Another thing that we were told, and this I find for myself, every now and again I will straighten my hair. When I, the kings and queens for itchy scalp, when I straighten my hair, which I do sometimes, especially to long growth if I'm growing, I will oil the scalp, oil all the ends, and what I find is that the straightening lasts longer. So if I don't wash my hair, my hair will be straight for 3 weeks, the length of it. Yeah, it will stay 3 weeks easy. What starts to revert is the scalp. You know, when you know, if you start to get warm, or you know, it's warm in the air, the scalp will revert, but the hair will stay quite straight for up to about 3 weeks, if not more. So that's what I noticed that it does, and I don't know how it does that. Makes the hair super soft. Don't know how it does that. But actually, I've got a young lady, a lady in that I think she's probably on now, Louisa, and she'll tell you some things about what it does in respect of locks. Okay. So once you go into
we've
that,
got quite a few like guests on the platform who have got locks. So we've got our special guest here as well, Paulette from Kouturelocs, and
both of them do edges. I'm just answering the question there. Both do edges.
All right. Okay.
Yeah, and quite quick apparently.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. So, what was I going to say? I've lost my train of thought here. I was going to ask you about shampoo. That's right. So, are there any shampoos in the ranges, or?
Right. That's a really good question. Really, really good question. We have had a shampoo for a couple of years, shampoo and conditioner for a couple of years that we're trying to get made. That's something that we can't do because shampoo has to contain water. It needs. You're better off getting it done properly because any issues, you're in trouble. So it's about finding the right people for our products, and we think we have now. So that's going through the process. However, COVID has come along and made everything so elongated. So now, and you know what, we're just so really excited for that to get out because the ingredients, I can't wait to see the ingredients and see why it works. But anyway, so that's going to be next year, unfortunately.
Right.
But like I was saying to a customer last week, the yellow one particularly is really good as a pre-conditioner. So you oil your hair before you wash it, put a plastic cap on, we sell those as well, let that steam a bit on your head and then wash your hair and do what you do. There's such a difference. Just try it. They call it pre-poo thing. A customer bought it and told me that's what she uses it for. And so I tried it and I thought it was brilliant.
Oh, wow. Say that again. You wash it and what's the thing that you do?
Before you wash it, you put the oil in.
Right.
So your hair's all oiled up. Then you put you can use either one to do that as well. Then you put your plastic cap on or plastic bag or whatever you use. Right. Let your hair steam up a bit, get warm, so that the oils get into the hair, and then wash your hair and see the difference.
Oh, wow. I'm going to have to try that. Most definitely. So I wanted to bring Paulette in to talk about the lock side of thing, but I also want you to tell me a little bit about, you know, how your products work on locks, because when we had the first Queen's Black Hair Rock, there were a lot of ladies on the platform were screaming out for information and tips, etc., and products, you know, in regards to, you know, having locks.
Right, actually, you know what, that there is a girl on, and that lady I was telling you about, called Louisa. She is the first person to tell me all about what she's managed to find out what it does with locks, which is amazing. Can you see her? Because she would be great at this point to talk about that.
Okay.
Let's see if she's there.
What's her name?
Louisa.
Louisa, are you on the platform? Louisa?
Oh, I don't see her.
No.
Oh, what a shame. Yeah, no, I don't see her either. That's a shame. Because she was, what's I say? Oh, someone's just said that Louisa used the oils on her hair.
Oh.
What Louisa told me was that what she's found with Big Nannies is that when it comes to lint, it gets rid of lint. It removes lint from the hair. She's not sure how it does it, but it does it. And it's not that it discolors it, it seems to completely remove it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, yeah. And with locks, one thing I don't like to, what I don't like to see with locks is dull locks that look twiggish. I don't like to see, personally, I don't like to see, you know, locks that look dull or dry. I think just a little bit of oil just to give it a sheen and make it look lively and luscious. And a lot of people that I see now, especially I use the oil, their hair looks, the locks look absolutely stunning. It doesn't, even sisterlocs mostly does shine even without oil. But with ordinary locks, I think a bit of oil just to make it have that lovely shine.
Okay, because I know.
And it doesn't build up either. As Special Care just said there, it doesn't build up in the locks. It doesn't build up. Wash it out.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. So I'm going to call in Paulette just to talk about Kouturelocs, and then we'll come back.
Okay.
Mummy, how you doing?
I'm okay, thank you.
Good, good. You look amazing. Right, Paulette from Kouturelocs, she's going to give us a presentation in regards to locks and how to care for them, etc. So Paulette, Charlotte,
Hi, Jo.
yes,
Hello,
here.
ladies. Good evening. Good evening.
Good
everyone.
evening. Good evening. So you've
How
got
are
a
you?
presentation for us.
Joan, before I do the presentation, I just
Yes,
want
darling.
to just for 1 minute, I just want to literally pay homage to you know, Big Nanny, because her product is it's really phenomenal actually when you think about it. It does more than just create healthy looking hair and locks. It does more than that. And what we need to understand as a community, Big Nanny has used chemistry. She's created a product and she's looked at different elements, and this is what's key within our community in terms of science, technology, engineering and math. This is a key factor that Big Nanny has been doing this for years and years and years, and I'm quite disappointed that I'm just finding out about her. It really hurts me, but we do need to, she needs an award. Yeah. She really did, she's one of those icons, and Big Nanny, respect to you. Because I know it hasn't been easy, and it's still not easy, because I'm fighting for my young Black girls, 1 million girls, to be innovators, to be creative, and to be busy, to be an entrepreneur. So thank you, and seriously, well done. And we are following in your footsteps. Thank you for paving the way.
Absolutely.
Awesome. Yeah. So let me tell you a bit about. Oh, Lulu's here. Do you want Lulu to jump on to quickly say something, or should I just continue? Is it too late?
Who's Lulu now?
Louisa. That's
Louisa. Okay.
Yeah. She can't unmute herself. Let her just say something in regards to what Althea was saying, Joan. Okay. I think it's quite imperative for Louisa to give that account of Big Nanny's product.
Okay. Can she unmute
herself? And I'll come back in.
Right. Where is she? Can she unmute herself, or can one of the co-hosts unmute her?
She'll be Lulu. She's Lulu.
She's Lulu. Okay,
yeah.
Let me see if I can find her. Lulu. It's over 200 of you. It's hard for me to find. If one of my co-hosts could look for her.
And we get our presentation ready, well.
Okay, that's fantastic. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm just looking now. Lulu Etienne.
Yes.
Okay.
Thanks.
There she is. There she is.
Hi guys.
Great.
Hi Althea. Hi Big Nanny. Hi everyone.
Hi.
Hi, my name is Louisa, and I've been using, I'm a sisterlocs consultant for 12 years. And when I found out about Big Nanny, I've got clients who had a lot of build-up in their hair. And I just decided to use Big Nanny's oil on the build-up. I just one day just took the oil with the clients and I just applied it to the locks. And I just found that it just instantly broke up the build-up in the hair. It left the hair feeling shiny, and it was like a miracle. I've got a couple of clients on that can give their testimonies as well, but I found that it just breaks down. I don't know how it works, but it just breaks down the lilt on the hair and just leaves the hair shiny. When you wash the hair, a lot of dirt will come out of the hair. And then once the hair's wet, they'll towel dry the hair and then apply the BIG Nanny oil, and that's it basically.
Oh.
It's a miracle oil. Don't ask me how it works, but it just leaves the hair healthy, shiny, and it's just amazing.
Oh, fantastic. Thank you very much for that, Louisa.
But that's what I use on my clients.
All right. Thank you. Thank you. I can see Mummy just smiling. She's looking so happy. And it's wonderful when you have a product that works, and your testimony to that. So thank you for sharing that with us. So Paulette, you ready to kick off, my queen? Right, Paulette, are you ready to start, my darling? Great. Over to you. Can't hear you. Can't hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna take myself off camera. Can you see the screen? We're sharing it. Can you see
Yes.
it?
Yes.
Okay. Can I still see it? Can you still see it?
Yes, can see the screen.
Okay. Give it a second, it's loading.
It's
Okay.
loading, it's there.
So just going to give you a bit of history. So I'm Paulette Watson. I'm and this is Charlotte Chisholm. We are brand ambassadors for Sisterlocs consultant, and we've been a consultant for how long, Charlotte?
Well, I've been since 2011, but you're dinosaur.
Oh yeah, dinosaur since 2008. And literally the reason why we set up Kouturelocs as a business is because we saw that there was a gap in the market, and we wanted to be able to support Black women with their hair from a healthy perspective, making sure that they had good hair, being able to empower them. So although you've just heard from BIG Nanny, she talked about the product. So BIG Nanny's product deals with the external part of our body, which is the hair. And we're going to really talk to them. We're going to touch briefly on the internal part in terms of what we're eating and how to maintain our locks. Okay. So without further ado, I'm going to start. Enjoy. So here's one of my, I like doing quotes. So good locks speak louder than words. That's it. So food that promotes hair growth and healthy hair. So when myself and the team are doing hair, we see our clients on a, say, 4 to 6 week basis. And each time they come and see us, their hair grows about 0.5 inches, which is 1.225 centimeters per month. The growth rate depends on factors such as their age, their health, genetics, and diet. Our hair follicles are mainly made of proteins called keratin, right? Diet is really key when it comes to making sure you have healthy locks. I'll give you a little story. Say about 14 years ago when I did my locks, it was mainly about having a change in my lifestyle. So even though I've got my hair locked up, it was nice, but I had to go on a journey mentally, physically, and I wanted to ensure that I wanted to change my diet from eating meat to becoming a vegan vegetarian. And I knew that I wasn't young. At the time I was 30, and I knew I was, getting on. I wanted to make sure that my hair represent how my whole body in terms of what I was eating. So when you're having a diet, you've got to think about your age, your genetics, and sometimes our health is out of our control. So we do need to have a balanced diet in order for us to be in control of how our hair looks, how we feel mentally, physically, and emotionally. If we have a lack of nutrients, then our diet can definitely lead to hair loss. A balanced diet with the right nutrients can help promote hair growth. So I'm gonna go through the types. Charlotte's gonna really just just go through the types of nutrients. Just speak about like what they are, and then I'll go on to the vitamins.
Okay, so biotin is one of them, and that is a soluble vitamin. Folate has further interest in research, as it does have it may have a contribution to hair growth treatment. And collagen, it promotes healthy hair in a variety of ways. Firstly, your body may be able to use the amino acids in collagen to build hair proteins, which is basically what our hair is full of, keratin proteins, and strengthen the skin that contains your hair roots. It may also prevent hair follicle damage and graying, or delay at least, and zinc.
So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to, if you use your phones or you can take pictures, I'm going to give you some key information on what type of food that you can eat to help you supplement you with the vitamins and your nutrients. So I'm going to give you about 5 key vitamins, and I'm going to give you 3 nutrients, okay? So let's start with vitamin A. So vitamin A has, I could put like a sebum moisturizer, that it moisturizes your scalp and it helps keep healthy hair. But in order for this to happen, yeah, so sebum literally is an oil, just so it's clear, right? So your diets that are deficient in vitamin A may lead to several problems. That includes hair loss. While it is important to ensure that you get enough vitamin A, if you get too much, if you're taking too much vitamin A, that can be very, very dangerous. Yeah? There's studies out there that shows that an overdose of vitamin A can contribute to hair loss. Yeah? Can you guys hear me? If you can, just wave your hand so I can see. Okay, cool. So it's clear that many people view healthy hair looking as a sign of health and beauty. So I try and make sure that I eat well, I supplement with the correct vitamins. So I have my vitamin A, and it just helps me to make sure I keep remaining looking young. It doesn't interfere with my hormones, and it allows me to have an optimal lifestyle. So for your vitamin A, all cells need vitamin A for growth. This includes our hair, which is the fastest growing tissue in the human body. Vitamin A also helps skin glands make an oily substance called sebum. The sebum moisturizes the scalp and helps keep hair healthy. So when we install locks into our clients' hair, especially if it's sister locks or micro locks or braid locks, when they first put their locks in, we do not encourage them to put any type of product, only because we don't want it to interfere with the locking process. But whilst they've done the installation, we do encourage them to tell them what type of food to eat. So if they're not taking the vitamin A, the type of food that they could eat literally is sweet potato, carrots, pumpkin, spinach, kale. All these are high beta-carotene, and which is turned automatically into vitamin A. Okay. Also, vitamin A can also be found in animal products such as milk, eggs, and yogurt. Cod liver oil is a particular good source. So that is for if you have a deficiency. Yeah, you can, and you need to take a supplement, you can take vitamin A, but too much of it can cause an overdose. And I don't want you to go away with vitamin A, no, but you can supplement it with the type of foods, okay? And that could help to promote healthy looking hair or locks.
And you can see that, like, if you do have a lack of vitamin A, you tend to have dry scalp. So that means that your scalp itself is not producing enough oil. So therefore, you need to increase on your vitamin A.
Absolutely. The next one is vitamin B. So this is best known for hair growth, which is called biotin, which Charlotte just mentioned previously. The studies that link to biotin deficiency within hair loss in humans shows that hair loss treatment, in order for us, if we do take the vitamin B, there needs a deficiency. You can't start taking vitamin B if your hair is just healthy, it's fine. Okay, so make sure you understand what's happening with your hair. At the moment, there is a lack of data about whether biotin is effective for hair growth in healthy individuals. Like you all know, there is a lack of studies when it comes to white hair anyway, okay? So we need to, sometimes for me, it's trial and error. And because I've been in the industry for over, maybe 15 years now, you know, it's just getting first-hand information from my clients. I'm able to understand what works and what doesn't work. So when we do encourage people to take the vitamin B, we know that vitamin B helps create red blood cells, which carry oxygen and nutrients to the scalp and the hair follicles. And these processes are very important for hair growth. So as well as using BIG Nanny's products, yeah, you can supplement it with making sure that you have, you're taking your vitamins, but you don't have to take the vitamin as a supplement. You can take it in your foods, and the foods that you can get your vitamins from is whole grain. If you eat meat, seafood, dark leafy greens are good sources of vitamin B. Additionally, animal food are the only good source of vitamin B12. So if you're following a vegan or vegetarian diet like myself, I don't like taking tablets, but I sometimes take a supplement, which is a vitamin B, just to help me to because if I don't eat meat, and I find it difficult to eat some seafood, so that's why I have to. The next one is vitamin C. Vitamin C, it's a free radical damage, can block growth and cause your hair to age. So this is where my I've got a bit of grey in. I'll show you when I take my hair out, and you can see a little bit of grey. You can look at mine, or you can look at. But I'm loving my greys. Vitamin C is literally a powerful antioxidant that helps protect against the oxidative stress caused by free radicals. Furthermore, our bodies need vitamin C to create a protein known as collagen, which is an important part of our hair structure. Vitamin C also helps our body to absorb iron, a mineral necessary for hair growth, which is it's essential for our hair in order for it to prevent it from aging. The good source of good food to eat for vitamin C is peppers, guavas, citrus, fruits, strawberries, and all lovely stuff. You can see the packs of food stuff that you can have. I'm going to go over vitamin D. I think it's important just to make it clear that the vitamins and food that you can eat to help promote hair growth. Vitamin D, a low level of vitamin D are linked to alopecia. Now, this is a technical term for hair loss. There's research out there that shows vitamin D may help create new follicles where when you look in your scalp, if you've got a mirror, if you look in your scalp, you should be able to see pores in the scalp where new hair can grow. If you see that there's any like baldness or gaps there, then that could be a sign of alopecia. Now, I am not an expert because I'm not a trichologist, but I do know what it looks like because I have gone to, you know, I do have a qualification in hairdressing. Both Charlotte has a level 4, I have a level 3, but it's just so that I understood when I'm dealing with our clients, we were able to advise them accordingly. That said, most people don't get enough vitamin D, and it may still be a good idea to increase your intake. So what that looks like. Vitamin D's actual own hair growth is not fully understood, but one form of hair loss is linked to deficiency. You can increase vitamin D levels through sun exposure or by eating certain foods. And that includes fatty fish. You can have cod liver oil. I love mushrooms and some fortified food. Another vitamin, the fifth vitamin, is vitamin E, which again is similar to vitamin C. Vitamin E is an antioxidant that can prevent oxidative stress and damage. For example, in one study, people with hair loss experienced a 34.5% increase in hair growth after supplementing it with vitamin E for 8 months. The plan had only a 0% increase. Basically, vitamin E helps to prevent oxidative stress and boost hair growth. Having a good diet sources include sunflower seed, almonds, spinach, and avocado. Yeah. So the food packed with nutrients. So there are 3 nutrients that I'm going to go through just briefly, which is iron, zinc, and protein. Now these are the stuff that we eat throughout our lives that can help and maintain and promote hair growth. Iron helps with red blood cells carry oxygen to your cells, and this makes it an important mineral for many bodily functions, including hair growth. And basically, any iron deficiency will cause anemia, which is a major cause of hair loss, and it's especially common in women.
And it also causes hair breakage.
And it, yeah.
And makes your hair brittle.
Right. So the best source of iron includes clams. I don't know if you like eating clams, oysters, eggs, red meat, spinach, and lentils. One of the problems for me, I used to love eating eggs. That was one of my main dish, morning, noon, and night. I can't eat egg no more because I'm allergic to it. So I've got to find something to supplement it in order to promote my hair growth. Something happened to me when my I'll tell you that afterwards, but when my father died, I realized that I started to lose some of my locks. It's about 4 or 5, and that was because of stress. And obviously I stopped eating because I was missing my dad, obviously, because he died. And I started to take control of my diet, and I noticed that my hair started to grow back more healthier. So iron is key, and making sure that you are monitoring the type of food that you eat. Zinc is another one. Do you want to go through it, Charlotte?
Yeah, zinc plays an important role in hair tissue growth and its repair. It helps to keep the oil glands around the follicles working properly. It's having a lack of zinc, again, is another common symptom of hair loss. And studies have shown that the supplements reduce hair loss caused by the zinc deficiency.
What is the bottom line? What type of food could we eat for zinc?
Again, you can go with oysters. I mean, I'm not particularly good with oysters, but beef, spinach, and wheat germ, pumpkin seeds, and lentils, they're full of zinc.
And protein is almost entirely, your hair is made almost entirely of protein.
Mm-hmm.
Is that correct?
Yes, it is.
And if you consume enough, it is important for hair growth. Animal studies show that protein deficiency may decrease hair growth and even lead to hair loss. However, actual is extremely rare in countries like the UK and America. But eating enough protein is important, as I said, for hair growth. And the proteins that you could eat could be meat.
You can find it in meat.
You can find it in meat. And even with the pack, the food pack with nutrients, these are good stuff to eat. So the question is then, should you take a hair supplement? Food is the best source of vitamins you need for your hair. So you don't necessarily need to take any supplement, only if you have a severe deficiency. Yeah. However, if you fail to get enough in your diet, then supplements may be the key.
Well, some people might be allergic to some of the foods, so that they may need to take that supplement.
And that's why we took the approach to give you, because I was just going to give you from a vegan and vegetarian perspective, but I do appreciate that not everyone is vegan or vegetarian, so people do eat meat as well. So we wanted to give you like an overview of all the different types of food that you could put towards your dietary plan. So could you put back on the camera so I can? Yep. So literally, the reason why we decided to talk about hair growth from an internal perspective is that we noticed that when people came to want to get like established, when I say established, to get their locks installed, we wanted to explain to them that whenever you're going to start doing your hair, yeah, especially if you're going to lock it, it's about you going on a journey, but it's a lifestyle journey. And what that means when I say a lifestyle journey is looking at, you know, your mental well-being, looking at the types of food you eat, looking at your physical journey. Do you go, you know, if you go to the gym? And what we found, and Charlotte, you can help with this, when we do our consultation, we were able to determine whether a young woman to take that route in terms of getting their hair done. It wasn't just about a fashion, it was really a lifestyle. And what were the challenges that some of the women were encountering, especially during lockdown and when they come to us, when they come for their consultation?
What was their challenges?
Yeah.
Well, a lot of it was really down to getting products anyway.
Okay.
And they found it difficult to get hold of products, but then they was cooking more at home. Yeah. So having that knowledge of what foods kind of help promote their hair growth, it was easy for me to kind of exchange that information because I was literally genuinely at home cooking from scratch rather than like a takeaway grabbing more hair. So that, even though it was a challenge, it turned out to be something positive because then they was, you know, they're more educated about the type of foods what help with their hair growth.
So just to add to that, so I don't know if you remember, how can you forget, the first lockdown, it was difficult for a lot of our clients to get the product. So we did like meetups online and we literally gave them the information and to say, okay, while you're in lockdown, like this is what you can do on a daily basis. So we gave them like simple tips, like what they can have for breakfast. Yeah, just simple tips that we put together. And one of the like, I have a smoothie and I use like I have oats and I get my oats from Holland and Barrett, and it's just, there's no sugar in it. So I remove all the hidden sugar from my food. And I like green banana in my my smoothie. And it's like, how would you call it? It's like soursop. And I put that in and a bit of mango and a bit of avocado and I mix it. And that helps me in the morning. And I can see that, I'll take my head down a minute, but I can see that my hair is grown and it's full and it's healthier. And I don't see as much, I do have a little bit of grey, but I don't see that much grey. So the type of food that I eat, I know that I'm able to monitor, you know, what's happening with my hair. And anytime I see anything going wrong, sometimes it's because of the food that I'm eating. And I try to give that information to our clients. And a lot of our clients now have taken on this role, this healthy eating plan. Yeah, they a lot of them have lost weight, but they're taking their time because it's a journey.
Yeah, it's not something that happens instantly. So you have to give it time for you to see the results of it as well.
Yeah, and even with products, we do encourage our clients to, once their locks is mature, the reason why we don't let them use the products at the very beginning. Why, Charlotte?
Because it interrupts with the locking process. You know,
it causes slippage,
unraveling, which then, you know, later on along the line, it's going to be more time in the chair and it's going to be more money out of your pocket. So we kind of discourage them from using any product at first. However, there might be an impact of that. But once they start being established, then we start introducing back the products into their hair regime.
Yeah, so once that, probably sometimes after 18 months, when they are confident that their hair is locked, we say, okay, fine, and it's up to them. It's their hair. If they decide to use a product that works well with them, we are happy to support them with that journey. So let me go on to the next one. Is that it? Hold on. I think it's. Oh. Okay, hold on. I wanted to give you some information about the upward trends. This is of because we speak to a lot of people. A lot of our clients come from, you know, one of our directors was based in Germany. I used to live in Switzerland, and I've got a lot of the consultants that I work with abroad are from, like, one was in Sicily. I've got some clients in Spain. So I'm always traveling or going abroad. But a lot of our clients, they give us like information on what it is they're experiencing. And obviously we do a lot of our research and we do questionnaires, we send out questionnaires. And we found that there is an upward trend of more Black women embracing their natural hair. And this includes thinking about what they eat, the different products used, and understanding their mental health. Now, mental health and well-being has been a key factor, really, of COVID-19. It's had an impact on our clients, and it's had an impact in terms globally. Our primary data has been collected from our hair, our clients, doing our consultations, and we have conducted as a result of it meetups. We've done pop-ups and events over the last 10 years, and we've just basically spoken to our consultants. And I don't know if you can see the figures, but there's been a decrease in women relaxing, and the creamy cracks gone down to 35%. People who have free-form locks, 35%. A lot of young people going into their natural hair. We've done a survey. The results we got was 75%. And people going into locks, Kouturelocs, locks, snappy locks, braid locks, all types of locks. There's so many different. It's seen an increase of 95%.
And it's rising as well.
And it's rising. Even over the COVID, we're just getting calls upon calls upon calls upon calls, because they don't want to be using these harsh chemicals that we used to get elsewhere, and it's damaging their hair. I mean, look at Althea's hair; it's just beautiful and long, and you know, people want to grow their hair now, and they wanted to do it in the most healthiest way possible. And we're just here to educate. So we at Kouturelocs, there's 3 of us who are directors, but we're growing. So far, we've got 6 consultants working with us, and we're working throughout London, and we're growing, and we want to create a pipeline of opportunities for young people to work and to teach them how to lock, how to be entrepreneurs, how to be innovators, and how to think about how do we work with a group of people collectively and create impact on a strategic level. So we know that well-being is an issue. What does that look like? How do we make sure that we include us as sisters? How do we make sure we meet our needs? We're about to launch our Locks Association, okay? And we've got 6 powerful women that are leading at the competitive edge, yeah? Because they want to make sure that we have a voice, yeah? The fact that they want to keep us at home and we can't get our hair done is absolute nonsense. So having a voice, we want to go to Parliament and say, well, actually, we have feelings. When you lock us up at home, socially isolate us, not giving us a voice, it's unacceptable. So we want to go to Parliament so they can understand that we represent each other, yeah? If we're at home, we're not allowed to go to church, yeah? When the ladies come to us, they talk to us. They tell us about their problems. We're like their counsellors, yeah? And they can't get to do that. I've had some people who were calling me from all over saying, we don't know what to do. They want to cut their locks off. And we said, no, don't cut your locks. Please don't cut it. And it was dire. And I'm going to tell you a personal story about me. So when my dad died and lockdown happened, I'll be honest with you, I'm going to be straight. I didn't believe in mental health. I didn't. I just thought, yeah, whatever, it's a stigma attack. It never happened to me. I tell you what, I was in the hospital throughout lockdown nearly 10 times because I thought I was going crazy. Yeah? And if it wasn't for me feeling good about my hair and just saying, pull it, you can get through it, and the clients calling me and asking for, I knew that I couldn't break down. And it was the hardest journey for me because every time I went, literally the only time I found peace was when I went into my back garden. And I said, my God, how about those people who don't have a back garden? How did they manage? It was horrendous. And that was 5 months of being emotionally drained, mentally, physically, and it did nearly have an impact. Thank God I had strategies that I was able to put in place and use the same strategies I shared with my other Black sisters, yeah? And that helped. I'm sorry I'm going on a bit. I'm very passionate about this, so you have to bear with me. My passion also is in tech, so I do a lot of talking, so please bear with me. But I feel that it's important that, especially with all the Black Lives Matter, with the George Floyd killing, so much that's happened. And even on the 2nd of December, they want to send back our people back home. They want to deport them. All the stresses that we've got to deal with, our clients have families. They're losing their families due to COVID-19, and it's having an impact. And that's why when we talk to them and give them these strategies to help them to ensure that they feel good and they look good, making sure their hair looks good, we put on online training. So, Jade, if I'm talking too much, just intervene, please. And
I'm going to intervene. I'm going to intervene.
Good. Any questions?
Right, not yet. So, thank you very much for that, Paula. I can feel the passion. And, you know, one of the key things that you said, diet is key. Yeah, diet is key to all of this. So it's really, really good, you know, talking to us in detail about the different vitamins. So that was really, really helpful. And I didn't realize there were so many different types of locks. So you've educated me there as well. So thank you very much for that. I'm going to quickly whiz over to Nadia. So Nadia, are there any particular questions? Because I did ask at the beginning if guests could post into the chat. So are there any sort of like salient themes that are coming through?
We've had requests for could we have access to the presentation? Great presentation. So that's one of the sort of questions. There's a lot of details in the presentation.
I know somebody was asking about the vitamin B. Again, I think it was a vitamin B when I looked in there.
Yeah, I think, well, all of the vitamins are important. And I do believe that we do need to ensure that we have a clearer understanding of what we're lacking in, because that could contribute to us making sure we get the optimum health. So yeah, repeat. Some people wanted to see the presentation. Can you repeat vitamin E?
Vitamin E, sorry.
Yeah, so if you can go back on your presentation, maybe they can take you know, a screenshot. So quite a few questions was on going back. What was the vitamin D?
Yeah.
So
okay. If people could quickly take a photo with their phones.
Yes.
That'd be great.
So those were the important ones, going back on the vitamins.
Okay, so if we can get back to that and let people do
where
that.
people didn't get it, you know, what should you use? Vitamin D, they've misheard it, so it wasn't very clear.
Where's that now? Was it this slide, Paulette? The
nutrients. So basically start from the beginning of the nutrients and just do each slide, just yes. So
I think the best thing to do is just to take a photo of each slide, because underneath each food will tell you what vitamins relate to it.
Yes, perfect. Yeah? That's the one, yeah.
Yeah,
so this is the first one of the...
So is it from this slide here, foods packed with nutrients, yeah?
Yeah, so you can take a picture of that, and then I'll move on to the next one. I think there's four slides. So let me know when you're ready.
Okay, so if guests could post any further questions into the chat, and now's a good opportunity. If anybody wants to ask a question, could they please put their hand up and I will come to them and they can introduce themselves and ask a question to Big Nannies, Althea and Mummy, or over to Paulette and Charlotte.
Joan, have you...
Somebody muted me, okay. Right, so I don't know if you caught any of that, but if you could post your questions into the chat, and if you could also, if anybody wants to ask any questions directly to Althea or Mummy, Big Nannies, or to Paulette and Charlotte, please put your hands up. I'll come to you in the participants. If you could introduce yourself and ask your question. Yeah? Right.
Okay, there's a question here for Big Nanny about the edges of our hair. What could be done there?
Yeah, that would be any one of the oils can be used on edges. And in fact, while we've been on, I've had a text from a young lady that's saying that she's not had the oils a week, and she says she can see difference in the edges. You just put whichever one that you buy for your hair texture, just massage it into the scalp. It's really good at bringing back edges, really good.
Oh.
Yeah. It's got a reputation for that, in fact, and bald patches.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So you highly recommend it for areas where hair is thinning?
Yeah, yeah. It's
Okay.
very good on thinning hair. It thickens the hair and just gives it a healthy, but it just makes it look so much thicker and healthier. But it definitely thickens up the hair. A lot of the customers tell us that.
Okay.
I wouldn't know that for myself. Although I have got thick hair, I've always had thick hair, but other people tell us. A lot of the things that we tell people is what people tell us.
Okay.
Also, we don't we use wooden combs and brushes. You'll see that on the website.
Yeah.
I showed you last time. But combs and brushes.
Yeah.
That's what we use to stop static from building up. You know, when you use static comb, you get all the static in that. So we dear me. So we use the wooden comb. You find that makes such a difference. So that came from my mom having her grandfather make a comb for her mom. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So I'd love to have that kind of comb back again. And there you go.
Another question. So out of the two products, which one is better for thinning hair? You know, you've got the Kings and Queens and the other one. Which one would you recommend? You had to buy one.
Both.
Both good. Okay.
They're literally both just as good.
Yeah. Great.
Just depends, because the two different oils. Like I say, if your hair can be quite dry and thirsty, the Kings and Queens is really good.
Okay.
But it brings back edges. We've got customers that's told us the same things for both oils.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll take one more question then, Nadia.
I'm just scrolling through to see. Let me see. There's some new ones. Oh, does Big Nanny have any coupons if we make a purchase today?
You know what, everybody? We haven't got any coupons, but everyone that places an order between now and 6 o'clock tomorrow, I'm not telling you to go to place an order. If you were going to place an order, I will send a free sleep cap with it.
Lovely.
Yeah. I'll send a free sleep cap with every order.
Okay, lovely. Fantastic.
I see the look Mummy gave you.
No, she's fine. She's fine. You know what? We give away so
I know
much.
You do.
We give away so much. And any customers, anybody on here that have received, have made an order with us, they'll see that, you know, we try and give.
That's good. Good
Fantastic.
business ethics. I've got Plush Ali. He's got they've got their hands up. The Plush Ali, hello. Where are you coming in from?
Hi, I'm from London, Joan.
Hello, my darling.
And I just want to say what another amazing forum today. Really informative, highly informative. And I can't wait for the YouTube versions to come out. And Althea, you're just amazing. Yeah. Anyway, thank you. I'm part of the Rants and Bants, Althea.
Thank you.
Yeah, no, really informative. And the late.
Sorry, did you have a question?
No, just the ladies before, because I'm considering doing locks. And does my hair have to be in a healthy state before I start attempting that, or when I have my?
Paulette,
Charlotte? We'd recommend it is, but we'd need to see it first. So we tend to do a scalp and hair analysis during consultation, and then from there we're able to make an informed decision of what treatments you may need, or you know, whatever.
Okay, leading up to it.
Yeah.
And would there be a lot of shrinkage? Because that's what I'm scared of with the length of my hair at the moment.
What do you mean
on the locks I go for? So when my sister had hers done, hers went really small. It's grown now within a year.
It depends which one she had. I mean, if she had like a comb coil or the 2-strand twist, that tends to, you will see the shrinkage. But if you tried the sisterlocs or traditional locks in that way, or braid locks even, you won't really get the shrinkage on that, no.
Okay,
Check us out on
Thank you again.
Check us out, www.kouturelocs.com, and all the information is there. It's very informative. And another question.
I would suggest you put your details into the chat as well.
Yeah, but the lady who asked about training as well. So if you want training, go to our website. Charlotte's going to put the information there as well, and you can get information on training.
So we've got Florence Cole. Florence, hello, good evening.
Hi, good evening. It was the question. Hi, thank you very much, first of all. All your webinars have been really, really inspirational and informative. So thank you for the hard work you're putting in.
Thank you. So where are you from, my darling?
I'm from North London.
Wow, North London.
And I have locks, and I've been growing them now for 7 years. And a lot of people ask me, are they sister locks? But that they have been started, they're nice and fine, and it's good. But obviously, as the sister was saying, Althea was saying, during lockdown, it's like, oh my God, what am I going to do with my hair? So I really want to learn how to really maintain it. Well, I know how to maintain it, but actually to start doing the locks themselves. So yeah, I was asking about the training from the sisters, Althea. Yeah, and Big Nanny. Not you, Althea, Big Nanny. Althea's Big Nanny, aren't you? Sorry, the other girls. You.
Okay.
So, yeah, I was asking about the training, and you just mentioned it before Joan answered, selected me. But I also want to say I have put an order in during this webinar for Big Nanny's hair oil, so I put my order in as well. So thank you, Katie. Yeah. And that's it. Keep up the good work, everybody, and thank you.
Fantastic. Well done. Jewel Mark Press, you've got your hand up.
Hello.
Would you like to ask a question? Hello, good evening, and where are you coming in from?
London.
Okay. What would you like to ask?
I was asking about certain oils. So there are certain oils like coconut oil and shea butter and things like that. That like oils that are thick and you need to melt them to get liquid.
Yeah.
When I put it in my hair, it tends to solidify again, and it does nothing but build up because like when I had my hair in loose natural, it would still have that problem. Like coconut oil would be in like little pieces in my hair, and it would be the same thing with conditioner, deep conditioner, anything that's super thick. So
have you got locks?
I started locks now. I've started them in the last month.
Right, for our products, our oils are really, it's light. It does the job, but they're light. That's what people like about it. It's a light oil that does the job. So you won't find that it will solidify. And that solidification would be due to the recipe. So if there's a lot of coconut oil and you're in a very cold environment, then you'll find that your hair will go quite hard. I mean, coconut oil on its own, if you go outside in the cold, you know, your hair will be like that. So it just depends on the recipe that you use, as to how hard that would go. In our products, you can find that if it's cold, the coconut oil that we have in our recipe can solidify, but you just mix it and put it back. But it melts super fast. I keep my oils in a super cool place. A super cool place. That's all I can say. And I do that. But when I take it from that place and I use it, as soon as you put it on your palm of your hand, and a lot of the customers that are here now can testify to that. As soon as you put it on the palm of your hand, it just melts away. Just melts away.
Okay. Does that answer your question?
Yes, that's very, very helpful. Thank you. Especially because I'm planning to semi freeform. So that's my mum's picture, by the way.
Okay. Right. So
if they melt, because because it's completely 100% natural, and we haven't put any preservatives in there. The preservatives that's contained in the product is the natural occurring preservatives. Yeah. So if you're in a warm area, it will melt, and if you're in a cool area, it will go semi-solid to hard. But we do sell applicators that you can pour it into if you want to use it like that. If you want to use it liquid, or if you find that it's always liquid in your where you store it.
Okay, thank you very much for that. We now have Hilma Lawrence. Good evening, Hilma. Where are you coming in from?
Hello, I'm coming in from Wolverhampton.
Oh,
in the West Midlands.
Hello. Welcome.
Yes, hi.
What would you like to ask?
No, I use Althea's and BIG Nanny's hair products. My hair was damaged very badly, as Althea knows.
Yes.
Yes, it was really bad, and I used the Kings and Queens first, and it was growing back. But I cut it again. I cut it, and then I carried on using the Kings and Queens, and I cut it again, and I used the natural hair products of BIG Nanny's, and it started to grow back, and it's growing back really healthy. There's no split ends. There's no damage. It's all healthy, all healthy. And my daughter has done my hair. She sisterlocs it about 8 days ago. So it's all sisterlocs now. It's growing that much, and I'm so pleased. I'm so pleased for my for Althea, BIG Nanny hair products.
Thank you, Hilma.
You're so welcome.
I can't believe you've come on and spoke. Thank you. That's so nice. Thank you so much, well.
Oh, yeah, so it's a journey. It was my 1.5 year journey. So
can I just ask, Hilma, how are your hair ends?
My hair ends are perfect. My daughter's coming in.
Hey.
My hair ends have it's all healthy. When Vicky done my hair, my daughter done my hair, she said it was perfect.
Oh, lovely end. Do you know what I'm saying, Paulette? Yeah, so basically when you have nice ends, it's easier to lock, and it's best to have, if you do start your locks, it's best to have or cut the ends and then have really healthy ends. That's what I that's
fantastic.
what I recommend.
Fantastic.
She's so happy.
I'm so happy.
Oh, that's a wonderful hair story.
So happy.
Wonderful hair story. Thank you.
Yes.
Right.
Thank you.
Fazia?
Yes.
Hello. Would you like to ask? Hello. Where are you coming in from, my darling?
Hi, I'm calling from London. I'm originally from Birmingham, but I'm calling from London.
Oh, welcome. What would you like to ask?
Basically to be.
Hello.
Hello, can you hear me?
We can hear you.
Yeah, okay, great. I know you said you're going to be having a shampoo next year. Would you be also having a conditioner as well?
Yes.
Okay, great. Okay, great.
Yeah.
And then also to Paula and Charlotte, I've been considering having sisterlocs for such a long time now, but I've put it on hold because of obviously the lockdown, and I'm scared that I won't be able to maintain it. I just want to know about the different types of sisterlocs. Like the lady that was just on, her sisterlocs seem a lot thicker than other people's. And the only worry I have about sisterlocs is that I don't want it to get too thin. Because sometimes I see people with sisterlocs and they're very thin and sort of gappy, if that makes sense.
Really? It depends on the hair type, actually.
Yeah.
So
okay.
I mean, if you look on our website, you will see that so many women have different types of hair. Some have really I've done since lockdown, so prior and the period that we were allowed to have clients, we had about 20 people. And if you see their hair, some's got really thick hair, curly type hair, and it's just, now when you see them going through the process, their hair is starting the lock is starting to swell, and you start to see the difference. Now, if they've got gaps in there, if they've got things of their scalp, I don't normally install, So if you come to me for a consultation and I see there's problems with your hair, I'm going to be brutally honest with you, but show you love. And I'm going to tell you, this is what your hair is going to look like. And if I feel that it's not going to do well, because sisterlocs only work if you've got the good hair, and that's me being honest. Yeah, there's no point in me trying to tell you, no, if you get sisterlocs, your hair's going to look like, no. If you've got good hair, sisterlocs are going to look fantastic on your hair. Yeah, some people, they come to me and they've got edges, and I can't put the hair, it's impossible for me to do that. And that is just me being honest and transparent. And I find that when I'm honest and transparent, then the expectation is it's not so high if the hair is not like that quality. Yeah. So if you come, is it Faiza?
Yeah.
Right. If you've come and
Faiza.
Yeah, Faiza. You know, there are people have different journeys. If you look, there's so many. If you go on Facebook, there's so many. Instagram, so many pictures of women, you know, sporting their locks. Some of them got thin locks and they're still sporting it. Some of them got thick locks. They're loving it. So it's just, you just have to embrace.
And you don't have to just go for sisterlocs. You can go for traditional locks. There's all different types of locks, which will take you through in the consultation anyway. I've had people who came at the beginning saying they wanted sisterlocs and that is it. And at the end, they opted for something else. So, you know, the best thing I'd say is do your research of the different types of locks out there.
Yeah.
And then make a decision from there.
And I think because we are very informative, we do give people the correct, we give them the information. And then once we give them the information, then they're able to make an informed decision moving forward. And we show them images. And then also, when we're in the salon, a lot of the time, a lot of our clients are there and we get them to talk to them face to face.
Yeah.
So, and you get to just, because sometimes we can live in a society where people put pictures on the internet. It's not always, it's not their work, it's someone else. And that is us being honest, but we can authenticate our work and we can validate it.
Okay. And are you based in South London?
And East, but also if you did get your hair done, we offer training, ongoing training. So we'll train you to maintain your hair. So we're not going to leave you, and we support you throughout the process. And
Thank you.
If you check out our website, all our clients will tell you that. You know, that's what we do. Every Sunday we're doing training. Every Sunday, and it's our clients, and they are confident, and they still come back.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Right, let me just quickly ask Mummy something. So, Mummy, what tips can you give us around hair care? I can't hear you. I can't hear. That's better. That's better. So, Mummy, if you had, what secret tips can you share with us?
Well, I don't think it's secret, really. It's just wash your hair regular, and depends really. Because some people wash their hair more than once a week, and that's just too much. Only if it's breaking, what I do is I wash it once a week. Otherwise, it's every fortnight as normal.
Okay.
But otherwise,
you've got a beautiful head of hair. You got a beautiful head of hair, Mummy.
Oh, thank you. With this here, I find that you haven't got to wash your hair that often. And when you do wash it, you find it still seems like it didn't need washing. That's true. Okay. That's what I find with it. When I heard the things that people say it does for them, I didn't really believe it. When Althea come and say, well, people say this and people say that, I said, oh, you sure? She said, yes. I said, well, I don't know, because it's just something I do normally.
Yeah.
And I didn't know it was doing anything. So I'm so surprised, but I'm so glad that people is getting benefit from it.
Well, look at you now.
And I hope it continues.
Look at you, Mummy. You're now zooming. Isn't it? With over 200 people, you're zooming, isn't it, Mummy?
Wash your hair, keep it moist, keep the ends in if you want it to grow, and I hope it looks healthy and keeps healthy.
Yeah.
Can I just ask with that? We're getting a. We're getting a reputation for people that have experienced illness, they use the products to help them. So the people that suffer from cancer, this is feedback that we've had, because we don't know, but this is what people have told us, that initially when their hair grows back, it grows back fine, and it stays quite fine. It changes the quality of the hair, changes it to this fine hair. But what they've found since when they've started to use Big Nannies is that it grows back thicker. So when they're growing it back from the beginning, using Big Nannies, it grows back thick. And I've had 2 people that's had cancer twice, that's used the products, and they've told us, they've come to us on the second occasion, and on the second occasion, their hair's grown back thick as it was. And I've seen one of them face to face, and I thought she was wearing a wig, because the first time I saw this lady, older lady, she was wearing a wig, and I asked her to show me the hair so I could tell her which product would best suit. She didn't want to show me her hair, so she didn't. So I can't remember. I think it was the original I gave her in the end, because I thought if you're quite bold, I would suggest the original than the Kings and Queens, which is the yellow one. So she used the original, and she bought it in August, and I think it was October. So she bought it in August, and in October, just before I was going on a cruise, that's how I remember. And just before I went to, she begged me to come and drop another oil, which I did. And when I went, she said, oh, my hair's grown back, you know. And I said, oh, that's really, really good. Let me see. No, so I said, oh, that's really good. But she had the wig on, and I know she didn't want to show me her hair last time, so I didn't persist. And then she goes, yeah, it's really grown back. And so when she did that, I thought maybe she'll let me see. So I said, oh, let me see. Do you mind taking off your wig? Let me see. And she said, this is my hair. It is not a wig. You could have knocked me over with a feather. I was like, oh my gosh, is that the hair? What she'd done is she'd gotten a wig made to look exactly how her hair used to look. Oh, right. So when I saw her, I couldn't tell the difference then from the wig to her hair. It was amazing. Wow. So that's the only evidence of that I've seen. But I just thought I'd share that, because I realised it's a bit of a reputation that we're getting in that respect.
I can see, so I've got Karen's iPad. She's had her hand up for a little while. Karen, hello, my darling. Could you introduce yourself and let us know where you're coming in from? Karen, do you want to ask a question? Oh, she's suddenly taken her hand down. All right, then. No. Nadia, are you there, Karen? No? All right, Nadia. Okay. Nadia, have we got any more questions in the chat? Just another 1 or 2?
It's just crazy.
Can I just say something quickly?
Oh, yes, darling.
Okay, can I just respond to Lynette, please? Yes. And I want to clarify something here. When I said good hair, I'm not talking in terms of the political term good hair. I'm talking about when I see the clients, and I've seen over 2,000-3,000, and they've come, and if they come with their hair that is damaged, and they come with a picture wanting their hair to look like full and packed, what I'm saying is I can't produce that unless the hair is in healthy condition. So when I say good hair, I mean healthy condition. I'm not referring to the political term good hair. So I hope that's clarified, because I too hate the term good hair, but that's not what I was referring to. So I want to be clear and transparent that the clients that I deal with, I cannot work a miracle if their hair is not in a good condition. And that is me being honest. Thanks.
I'm unmuted now. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Right. I started my own locks. I used to relax my hair on 5 years. And I wanted to know, at the moment I'm using Castile shampoo, and I use a mixture of rosemary, herb and lavender oil, and use that as a conditioner for my locks, because I found using other conditioners loosens the locks, whereas if I stuck with the herbs and just doused my hair in it and then dried it off, it worked. So Big Nannies, I want to know, what shampoo can I use? Because I have to admit, I don't wash my hair, I'm going to be honest, because I found that I don't need to, and plus I put hair oils in my hair on a regular basis, and I use spritz, water and vitamin E or rosemary, oils and I spritz it. So I don't wash it that often, but I want to know what conditioner you use other than the rosewater herbs or lavender herbs that I use at the moment.
You know, at the moment, when it comes to conditioners, and shampoos, I'm going to be really honest. At the moment, I use whatever's in the bathroom, but I use a little bit. I wash my hair once. All this hair, I wash once. I don't do a second wash.
Me too.
I'm not interested in super clean, squeaky hair. All I want to do is wash off the top layer, wash off the dirt. So that I'll do that in one wash. And what I find with big nannies is you don't need a lot of washing. It, like Louisa was saying before, it seems it's a the dirt. There you go. It doesn't. Your hair don't seem to hold dirt. You could be months without even washing your hair. It stays really nice. So you don't need any kind of heavy shampoo or conditioner. The shampoo and conditioner we've got coming out is like, it's about washing your hair once and you're done. You, like Mommy always said to me. Do you know what you always said to me? Dirt don't kill unless it drops on your head. That's what she always tells me. But not saying that when you wash your hair, you don't wash it to clean it. You wash it to clean it. But if when you've washed your hair and you go like that and you go like that,
no, I don't want to.
You have washed it too much.
Yeah, I don't. I wash it once. When I do wash it, it is literally just lathered once and then I rinse it off. But because I don't want something that's makes it too squeaky clean, I use the Castile soap, which is less SLA, it's less sulfate in it, so it doesn't lather as much. But I just wondered whether your product would be worth using as shampoo.
It will be worth using. I can't tell you what it is yet.
No.
We don't know if you said. But I'm so excited. I'm jumping up and down. And imagine my dismay when they said everything's put back, because everybody that's doing stuff is put back because of this COVID. So it's going to be next year. But when it comes out, you're going to be I think it will cause just a little bit of a stir. Knowing how big nannies
that's a shampoo.
Knowing that it's going to be good.
And that's a shampoo and conditioner you're bringing out.
Yeah, and it will be a separate shampoo and conditioner, because a shampoo can't do what a conditioner does, and the conditioner doesn't do. You don't want to be washing your hair and conditioning your hair in one.
Yeah,
doesn't work.
It's a separate process. Yeah. And if you're going to leave any out, yes, it would be the shampoo.
Right. Okay.
But like I say, it's about washing your hair, but it does not have to be squeaky clean.
No, I don't want it.
And I find with big nannies, you don't have to. Sorry.
Yeah, you your own hair oils if it's squeaky clean. There's nothing, you've taken everything off of your hair. No, I'll just do a quick go over and that's it. But I want to know about it, but thanks, I'll wait. Just
wait for it to come in, and it's going to be worth waiting.
I'll wash it before then, but I will wait until it comes out.
I might do mine once too.
Fantastic.
Joan, I've got one question that I want to put forward. Althea, will the oil work for alopecia? So have you come across anybody that has given you a feedback on that?
Right, is there anybody, let me just ask, is there anybody on today that would like to speak about that? Anybody that's got personal experience of any bold spots or anything like that?
If you put your hand up in your chat, then you can ask the question. So we've got some control here.
Yeah, or put the hand up or something. Yeah. Because we haven't got experience of that personally. We've not had balding. We don't have edge. My edges, I don't like my edges actually, because I haven't got edges. My hair's just like that from there. So I don't
have you got any clients? Have you had any clients? I think is that what you're asking, Nadia? Have you had
any experience from clients?
Yeah. Yes, loads. Yes, we have. Okay. Particularly bald spots. We've had quite a few clients that have had loads. It's a common feedback we have that, and one client told us that they had a bowl patch 18 years and that their husband told them that the bowl patch had gone. Another one told me that they had it 7 years. And then we had one lady who used the oil. I'm going to tell you this, whether you believe it or not, it's up to you, but just know that I'm sitting beside my mum, I'm not lying. Actually, she was there. Do you remember that lady? She rang.
It's hard to believe.
It is hard to believe, but I'm going to tell you anyway. She bought the product on a Sunday evening, and on the Tuesday morning, she rang, crying, laughing, and screaming down the phone, and we didn't know what was going on, couldn't make it out. And she told us that she had a bald head and she had alopecia. And she said that as soon as she got it on Sunday, she put it in her hair. She put it in her hair Monday and Tuesday. And she said, my scalp is black, dark, she said, because there is hair showing all over her head. And she said it's not so much that there's hair showing over her head, all over her head, it's the fact that where she has never had hair, there is hair. Where she's had this issue in the main, there is hair showing in those areas. That's probably one of our best feedbacks, isn't it?
Yeah. And she rang her daughter and told her that her hair is growing, and the daughter didn't believe. And she showed her the picture, and the daughter said, "What's all that?" And she said, "It's my hair growing." And she said, "No, I don't believe it." And she showed me, because I saw it this Sunday. She showed me her hair.
Yeah, mommy said that.
And she showed the picture, and you could see hair sprouting. And that was only a couple of days. I can't believe
2 days. We couldn't believe it. We could not believe
she said
it.
there's hair there and there was none there before.
Obviously, we're not saying that would happen to, we're not saying that happens to everybody and that's what you can expect. I'm just saying that's a feedback that we had. And I've got the photos on my phone actually, but obviously I wouldn't put it out. But yeah.
That's
so
fantastic. Thank you.
Excellent.
Right. Any more? Or is that it? Any more, Nadia?
No, I think that's covering.
Wonderful.
There's
So
so many
what
questions,
we're
actually.
going to do, we're going to kind of wrap up now. I'm going to ask yourselves, give us some hair tips. Yeah, some quick hair tips. Anything we can incorporate quickly and easily into our everyday lives.
Well, first thing is keep your hair ends moist.
I was going to say, let Mummy tell us. I want to hear from Big Nanny. I want to hear from Foundation. I want to hear from Mummy.
Yeah,
Mummy.
What I say is, if your hair needs oiling, you're going to comb your hair, it needs oiling, put the oil in before you comb it, and that detangles it. Keep the ends in when you can, or keep it moist. And don't have it hanging, rubbing on your shoulders, because that breaks the edges. It's best to tuck it in or pin it up or something.
Okay, fantastic.
Yeah.
All right, Alpha, you can put in your little bit now.
Before I go, I just want to say thanks to all the customers who what you call it? Yeah, who's helping us because it's not something we set out to do. It's just my hobby that turned into a business. My daughter turn it into a business. So it's our product. What we use for ourselves, we are sharing with others. And I'm grateful for those who use it and appreciate it, and hope they'll continue to do so.
Well, Mummy, what a speech, isn't it? What a speech, isn't it? I have to say, boy, isn't it, Mummy?
I don't know where it came from.
Come on, Mummy. Yes. Now, Althea, follow that now, please. Can you follow that?
Well, not really. But I too would like to say thank you to everybody for their support, because you know, whether people bought it or not, this oil would still exist and will exist whatever, because we would all, you know, we would all make it, it would continue on. But there's a lot of people that have helped us on the way, but just by being giving of advice, giving of themselves. You know, I've got a lady that wishes. Yeah, and wishes, prayed for us. Oh, we have been blessed. You know what we're blessed with most? The customers that we have, the people that gravitate towards Big Nannies.
Oh, Althea, come on now. You're going to have a falling tears now.
People
that jumpers on, isn't it?
That's so unprofessional. The people that gravitate towards Big Nannies are the best. They lift us on their shoulders and they invest in us, their time, their prayers, and their money. But because of that, we can give. And we actually, if you know how much we give, we get told us by the accountant all the time. We give a lot.
Even I tell you off.
Yes, yeah. But it's because of how this business was born. It wasn't born out of making money.
Yeah, I know.
It was born out of somebody needs help. Let's help them. And I know there's so many businesses that's born out of money, or let's make money from it. But you know, that's not where we.
But what goes round comes round, and you give to receive.
Well, that's what the Queen. That's what Queens is about. You know, I do the Queens, you know, series on 8 o'clock on a Saturday morning. We're not making no money, you know, but
no, it's about
the community. You know, we need to educate, empower, lift each other up, and that's what we're about. You
that's
know?
exactly
because one hand washes the other.
Yeah, that's right. So I'm going to ask Paula and Charmaine, what tips? We love you, Bobby. We love you.
Charlotte.
Charlotte, Paula, my darling, what top tips have you got? A couple of top tips for women rocking locks.
Avoid putting on woolly hats and letting your locks rest on jumpers with what's got like fluffy bits, because that helps. That goes towards your lint build up.
Okay.
Drink a lot of water. Be safe. Make sure that when you're washing your hair, especially if you've got sisterlocs and microlocs, just make sure you separate so it doesn't tangle or starts matting. You want to make sure that when you go through your retightening process, it's an easy experience. It's not painful. Separate your locks. What other tips? Follow us on Instagram at Kouturelocs. We do a live session every Thursday at 9:30 p.m. and you can ask us anything about locks and we'll be able to tell you and serve you.
Have you put your information into the chat?
Yes, I do. We're going to do it again. And it's been awesome. Big Nanny, again, love you. Althea, love you. Nanny. Thank you for all you ladies. And thank you for even challenging us. Because I think sometimes it's good to hold us to account. You know, we were held to account for saying good hair, and we were corrected, and we are humbled by the fact that you were able to do that, and we were able to express and explain ourselves. So, Sharon, you just showing love, and thank you again.
And thank you to Joan for hosting as well.
Joan, you've been amazing. For supporting. Mwah. And Nadia, all you lovely ladies.
Definitely.
Well, we are going.
Can I just say as well? Don't forget, you'll get your everyone that places. I can see that there's been a few orders. But if everyone that's placed an order, don't forget you're going to get your cap. When you get your cap, wear it a tip, wear it inside out.
All right.
This Big Daddy told me this, and it's such a good idea because you know it's all about edging. And while I'm talking about that, I just wanted to tell you as well, sleep caps are very important. They make a difference to your hair in the morning, especially with Big Nannies. But the type of sleep cap you want. If you get quite hot, single layer sleep cap, not silk. Silk takes the oil and dries out and doesn't give you back. Satin takes the oil and gives you back the next time. So if the next night you don't want to oil your hair, you can use the cap. It will oil the hair again the next day. It will condition the hair again. Also, if you've got the sleep caps with the cotton rim like that, not good if you've got edge problems, you want pure satin with a little bit of the elastic, but none of the cotton there, because what the cotton does is the little hair goes into it and pulls out. Also, that cotton front dries out the edges, so it's no help with edges and can cause problems. So single layer caps if you get quite warm, and satin rather than silk, and definitely not cotton. Dry your hair gently. Whether I use a towel. Some they say you should use t-shirt, but it just depends on how you dry your hair. How I dry my hair is to put the towel on my head, put it round, and it dries in the towel while I'm doing other stuff. And then, well, it semi-dries, and then I'll oil it while my hair is wet. Or anytime you wash your hair, you're oiling it, oil it while it's wet. The best time. Our oils gets in really good. Other times as well, but definitely while it's wet.
Okay, fantastic.
Just trying to get you all the tips that I can remember.
And
the other thing is, wash your hair, cool water. That's a biggie. Cool water when you're doing your hair. You lose so much less hair if you use cool water. I did this experiment. I used the cool water first, lost like little bit. I couldn't believe how little it was. The next week, washed it with warm water. Definitely cool water especially if you're rinsing, so that you close those follicles. Because at the end of the day, your scalp is just an extension of your face. So whatever you do there.
Okay, fantastic. Well, I hope people got your pads. Oh, so was Mummy going to say something?
I think she was.
Oh, Queen.
Some people blow dry the hair. If they're going to blow dry the hair, it's best to oil it first.
Okay, that's a good tip. That's a good
Yeah.
tip. Big Nannies, you
Yes,
rock. You rock. Thank you.
Thank you.
Excellent.
Thanks very much.
Kouturelocs. Oh gosh, you ladies were phenomenal. Thank you very, very, very much. I'm going to say follow us on Eventbrite so you know what other sort of like Queen series are going to be happening. And yes, I'm just hoping that all your questions have been answered. If anybody wants to get in touch, follow Kouturelocs, follow Big Nannies on Instagram, Facebook.
Yeah, please do.
Yeah.
Follow, like.
Yeah. And please follow us on Eventbrite, Queens on Eventbrite, Queens Walking Group on Eventbrite, and we'll keep you posted.
If you've got nothing to do after, there's Zoom parties on. So I'm going on my Zoom party tonight, so you get natty girls. There's Capone's tonight, and there's one with Berry's Hammond against somebody or other.
Oh, yeah, I know about that.
Yeah. Just thought I'd get that in there. I'll see you there.
Well, everybody on the platform, thank you very, very much for joining us on the platform.
Thank you so much, everybody.
Thank you, ladies.
Thank you, Big Nanny. Thank you, Mommy.
Thank you.
Ladies,
thank you. Keep safe.
Thank you very much. So you know how to look after your hair. You've had some wonderful tips, and it's quite easy. It's quite easy. Big Nanny product. I mean, look at Althea's head of hair.
Feel free to ring me as well. I've got a telephone number. I love taking calls. Ring me if you need any help.
This woman lives on the phone.
She does.
She lives on the phone. She's always happy to talk to you.
Yeah, always happy.
Charlotte, hook them up. Hook them up. We've got our experts, we've got our professionals in our community. So let's stop trotting to a certain person's shop down the high street.
Yes,
she said
by us. It's made by us for us.
Yeah. Yes. You're welcome.
So good night, everybody. Take
night. Thank you.
Thank you,
everybody.
Bye.
Thank you, everyone.
Night.
I've never heard